Okay, let's begin today's tutorial. So in this tutorial, we are going to learn a very important topic as far as digital VLSI is concerned. That essentially implies that essentially refers to the sizing of the various um, components. Okay, for example, in this problem, the first problem, it's basically a chain of inverters. Okay, so in this chain of inverters, there are four different situations which have been asked for. The first one, second, third, and the fourth. So as you can see, in each of these cases, we have essentially added more number of inverters. Okay. Now, for the following arrangements, calculate the sizing of A, B, C, D, E, and F. The first inverter is always 1. So essentially meaning that whatever A, B, C, D you are going to calculate will be in terms of the factor of uh, how much this particular inverters are wider than the first one. Okay, so A, B, C, D, E, F, these values will essentially indicate how much wider these transistors are with respect to the first one. Very simple. Essentially, we are calculating the ratio. Okay. So in the following, calculate the sizing to get the least delay. Okay. So the theory of this delays, I'm pretty sure it was already covered in the class. So I'm not going into the lectures right now. Now we have to compute the delays also for each of these arrangements. Okay. And also finally, we have to find the optimal number of stages. Okay. All right. So the first thing that we will do is we will check the first case for n, that is the number of stages equal to 1. Okay, so what we will do is we will find the path effort. Path effort means from the input capacitance to the final output or the load capacitance. Okay, what is the ratio? That is the total path effort is CL divided by CG comma 1. Okay, so that is how much here it is given. It is 64 CG over comma 1. So basically that is 64. Very simple. Then what is the fan out? We all know the formula, nth root of the total path effort. So what is n, and how did we get this? This derivation must have been done in the lectures. So just to keep things in your perspective in your mind, that um, it's not difficult to do the sizing of this stages. Only when it becomes branching is there. For example, in the next problem we have got branching. Only then you have to understand it. It becomes a little bit more complicated. But if it is a straight uh, single path, then essentially it's simpler, and it is basically in geometrical progression. No, okay, we can prove that mathematically. I think those theory parts are those theory was done in the lecture, I presume. So if it is a fan out, now clearly you can understand the sizing is in geometric progression. So this is, if this is 1, this has to be f, this has to be f square, and so on. So essentially meaning that the fan out will be the total path effort and nth root of the path effort, where n is the number of stages. Okay, na? So what is the value of n for the first case? N is equal to 1. 1 upon this path effort 64. That gives you 64 only. So for n equal to 1, what is the propagation delay? So first of all, the sizing for the first case, there is no concept of sizing because there is only one inverter anyway. Now for the propagation delay, because we have to find the delays of each of these arrangements, right? So the propagation delay TP is equal to n, number of stages, TP0, which is basically the unloaded inverter delay. So that is also, it has been given as 1 for simplicity, and then 1 plus f by gamma. This is a typical formula. So what we shall do is capital N for the first case is 1, number of stages. TP0 is given as 1 in the question itself. So 1. 1 plus small f. Small f is calculated as 64. We have put it there. Divided by gamma, which is also equal to 1. That is for the parasitics. Okay. So this will essentially give you 65 units. So this unit is essentially in the units of time, right? Some nanoseconds or something, or microseconds at most. Okay, so now comes the second stage. In the second stage, second situation, we have got two stages. So for n equal to 2, two stages, capital N is the number of stage, right? So what will be the value of f? The same thing, that will be 2, that is the square root of 64, that is 8. So that is the fan out. Excellent. Then what is the TP? Again, we shall use the same formula. Capital N, instead of capital N, I'll put 2. TP0 is 1 given. 1 plus small f we have calculated as 8. 8 divided by gamma, which is again given in the question. Okay. So that is 18 units. Okay. So what is the sizing? Clearly, sizing will be small f times the size of the first inverter. So our first inverter is 1 anyway. So that is equal to 8. So that's also part of the answer. Okay. For the third case here, n equal to 3, again the same thing, that will become cube root over 64, that is 4. So what is the sizing? Again, you can understand it will be b will be 4, c will be 4 square, correct? That is 16. So that the last, we should not call it as a stage, but the last capacitance CL should be 64. 64. So clearly, since this is geometric progression, you can understand that here small f is equal to 64. This is single stage. Here, what is this? This is 64, right? So this has to be 8. This is 1. This will be 8. A is equal to 8. The next one will be 8 square. That is 64. Okay. Here, what is the situation? This is 1. This will be 4. This will be 4 square. This will be 4 cubed. So what is 4 cubed? Is 64. 4 square is 16. That will be the size of C. B will be 4. We are just following the geometric progression here. Understood, right? Very simple. Then what is the TP? Propagation delay. N equal to 3. Again the same formula. 3 into 1 into 1 plus small f के बदले में हम यहाँ पर 4 लिखेंगे. 4 by 1, that is 15 units. Okay. Now for the last one. Very simple problem actually, once you understand how it is going on. So how we shall do it? Number of stages is 4, correct? So the fan out will be the fourth root of 64, that is 2.828. You can use your calculator and find it out. Then D, the first one, will be the small f, 2.828. It is not exactly small f. What is it? It is small f into the size of the first inverter. Incidentally, in this problem, it is 1. So it is, things are simpler. Otherwise, if small f equal to 10, it will become 28.28. Okay, please understand that. It will, the sizing of the next inverter will be small f times the size of the previous one. ठीक है ना? यहाँ पर size is 1, so that's why 1 into f is the same. Don't take it for granted that it is always going to be f. No. If we change it to 2, it will become 2 into 2.828. Okay? Very good. Small e, this will be 2.828 into 1 into 2.828. So that is square is equal to 8. Then what is small f? 2.828 cube, that is 22.627. Okay? Propagation delay, again we shall put the same formula. TP is equal to number of stages, n is equal to 4. TP0 is 1 provided in the question. 1 plus small f we have calculated 2.828 over here, divided by gamma is again provided in the question. 1. That essentially gives you this many number of units. Okay? Then the last problem, the last question was optimal number of stages. Okay? For the minimum delay. So optimal number of stages, capital N equal to ln of capital F. That is the path effort. What is the path effort here? We have seen it is 64. Okay, how did you get that? Simply CL by CG1. The first, at the very beginning of this solution, we have shown it, right? So ln 64 is 4.158. Since it is 4.158, so approximately n is equal to 4. All right.
So, what are we exactly optimizing here?
Yes. So there are two things which we are optimizing here. Okay. So in the first part of the problem, if you notice that for the following items calculated the sizing. Okay, and the second part of the problem is optimal number. Number means number of stages. Okay, it's not specifically mentioned, but it is number of stages. So in the first part of the problem, before until here, okay, before this, whatever we have done, over there we are trying to calculate the sizing. That means we are trying to optimize. In both cases, we are trying to optimize for the minimum delay. Okay, minimum delay of the path. So in the first problem, it was asking following arrangements calculate the sizing to get the least delay. Okay, so that means whenever we are doing the calculations, these equations, whatever you have obtained, I'm not sure whether it was explicitly done in the lecture. I i think it should be done. I mean, in my, when I'm teaching the course, I derive all these formulas myself, so that students are very much aware how these equations have come about. So that's like modeling which I do. Okay, so what this equation tells is that this is the propagation delay. That is, in fact, I should write here minimum propagation delay. Okay, so anyways, so in the first part of the problem, we are trying to size the inverter in such a way such that the delay will be minimized. Okay, so the delay of the whole circuit is minimized. So the propagation delay, the minimum propagation delay will be 65. What we observe is that if we go to n equal to 2, it will be 18. So if you clearly observe one thing is that uh, you are actually, if you notice that if you are sizing in such a way, because this is the part which is already given in the question. So this is case number 1, case 2, case 3, case 4. So given these circuits, what should be the sizes such that you will get the obtain the minimum delay? That was the first part of the problem before this. Okay, from here to here. Okay, then comes the last one. What is the last one suggesting? Find the optimal number of stages. This is another aspect. That means assuming that you are anyway getting the minimum uh, delay, you are not bothered about the sizes anymore. What should be the minimum number? I mean, that was the optimum number of stages. So that means if you increase, notice here there are 4 stages, right? If you increase another inverter, then you will see that the delays will go on increasing, which we have not shown over here. Okay, so what you asked is basically what is the optimization that we are doing here. Optimization means essentially to minimize the delay, what should be the sizing. And this another question is to minimize the delay, what should be the number of stages. You might think that okay, if we go on increasing the number of stages, we will be getting lower and lower uh, delays. No, because if you notice, if we add another stage over here, instead of 4 we have another one inverter, what will happen? Each stage will essentially contribute to its own number of propagation delay, TP naught, isn't it? Now the problem is that you have to also increase the size of the inverters also, isn't it? If you notice, it is increasing, right? For example, D 2.828. Oh, I'm sorry. I should actually put a red here also. This is also a part of the answer. So as you can see, D is a particular size, E is 8. So you are increasing the sizing also. So if the sizes increase, what will happen? You are also increasing the uh, capacitance seen at this node from the input side, right? So what will happen if the capacitance increases? Then there is also an RC delay. So essentially, your delays will increase. So for minimizing, there are 2 things to consider. Like if you go on increasing the sizing, what will happen? Your currents increase. So you might think that okay, currents increase means resistance is decreasing. So what we understand is that R will decrease if you make the particular inverter larger, है ना, W by L ratio. So if you are making an inverter size larger, what will happen? The MOSFET is becoming larger. MOSFETs inside PMOS and NMOS, that is becoming larger. So if the PMOS and NMOS become larger, currents will increase. Larger means it's wider, right? Current, remember, current is proportional to W by L. So if you increase W, current increases. What is and this is proportional to 1 by R. I know. I think you are understanding, right? 1
Yes,
upon
sir.
W
Yes.
by L. Yeah. Okay. So if W increases, your resistance decreases. Okay. So now you might be thinking, okay, so बढ़िया है ना? R is decreasing. But the issue is that if you are increasing W, how does capacitance change? Capacitance is WLC.
Increases.
Yes, exactly. Very good. So this is proportional to W. So if you are increasing W, capacitance also increases. So that means if you are talking about the delay seen in the circuit, you are essentially in a dilemma, or let us say some optimization issue is coming over here. Because as W increases, R decreases and capacitance increases. Okay. So as far as your delay is concerned, delays will come down and then again go up. So we are just trying to find out at what sizing we are going to have the minimum delay. Okay? So this delays can be handled by the number of stages. Why number of stages also? Sizing to clear hai. Okay? The number of stages is important because if you are increasing another number of stage, it will again go up by small f, right? As you can clearly see that every stage is increasing by a factor of f. Yes or no? You can see, right? It is increasing by
Yes,
square,
sir.
cube, right? तो यहाँ पर square हो जाएगा, यहाँ पर cube हो जाएगा. Suppose you increase another one, its size will become f to the power 4. So if you're increasing it, then what will happen? Resistance will decrease, capacitance will increase. So as a consequence, there is an optimization, or that means there is a trade-off. Trade-off is the best word for this. So there is a trade-off that how many stages you can add, because if you're adding more number of stages, your sizing of the transistors will also go up, and as a consequence, you cannot go on indefinitely adding more number of stages because your sizing goes up. Okay, got it?
Yes, sir. In this problem, we find out that optimal stages is 4,
Yes,
but
yes.
in the first problem, sir, we can observe that
Hello.
lower in
Yeah. No, in the
N3.
in the first problem, what we have seen is that here we are not doing any size. So this optimal number of stages, provided that they have been sized properly. In the first type, in the first problem, what we have done is given these stages, then you just simply find out what is the uh, actually over here what we have put 4. Theoretically, it comes up to 4.158. So if we are doing exactly 4.158 number of stages, we are supposed to get even lower than this. But that, I mean, you can't do it because it is a number of stages. It cannot be a fraction, right? So that's why we have put it as n equal to 4. But
Yes,
if
sir.
you notice that here it is like 15, no, 15 units is 15.314. So
Yeah.
roughly they are kind of the same only. Okay. So when you are comparing, it is not a question of whether it is exactly n equal to 3 or n equal to 4 or n equal to 5. Because in real life situation in pipelines, what we do is we are going to have a full system architecture. You can have like thousands of stages. So over there, this optimization actually helps. Okay.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Yeah, yeah. So here, if you notice that theoretically it is coming out to be 4, even 3 is also perfectly okay because you are essentially getting roughly the same propagation delay. Right? Very good. In yesterday's, what is that? SFC meeting, one of you said that we had one question. You had one question on this VT, calculating the VT, right? And they said that it is a part of electronic devices and all that. But in fact, I was asked to make one question on devices, because that was done in the class. So that's why I gave a very straightforward question. And some of your students in the SFC, some of your friends in the SFC meeting, they basically kind of probably complained that one question was on devices. Now the point is that interestingly, most of you got correct in that question only. So okay, so problem number two. Now in the problem number two, it becomes slightly more complicated because of this branching. We will understand that, huh? So what we have to do over here for the combinational network. Okay, so by the way, question number one and question number two were in the midsem. Okay, those were designed by me. And in the second one, second problem in the midsem, you have already seen the solution, I guess. So it was a very, very kind of simple way if you understand it. Okay, all right. For the combinational circuit over here, huh, again mu n equal to 2 mu p, gamma equal to 1. Very good. This is also 1 nanosecond. Excellent. Intrinsic inverter delay. Unloaded. Intrinsic delay means unloaded inverter delay. Okay, without any input and output capacitance. Okay, so all right. Calculate the path logical effort for this G1, G2, G3, G4. Okay, this particular path. ठीक है, करेंगे. Now, the first thing that you have to keep in mind is that your C out is here, okay, and your C in is here. This is 3 CG and this is 90 CG. Okay, so path effort you already know. How the path logical effort is basically the product of all the individual stages of the path. Okay, so the first one is an inverter. So what is the logical effort? We have already seen in one of our previous tutorials. I had already shown by the actual calculation from the NMOS CMOS perspective that it is 3 by 3. For a NOR gate it is 5 by 3, and for the NAND gate it is 4 by 3. Okay, now notice I had also remember those tutorials when I had discussed that and a NAND gate is always preferred over a NOR gate, even though both NAND and NOR are universal gates. Remember that interview question which I discussed? Because a NAND gate has a lower logical effort than a NOR. Okay. So anyway, coming back to this problem, what is the path logical effort? 3 by 3 into 5 by 3 into 5 by 3, that is G3, into 4 by 3. That gives you 100 by 27. Very good. That is basically done with this G, path logical effort. Then the fan out. Fan out, that means the path fan out, not the individual stage. So the fan out will be simply C out by C in. Okay. So that is 90 CG divided by 3 CG. That is 30. Very simple. Branch effort. Okay. So for the branch effort, you have to find out the various branching involved. So if you look at this in the first, all the rest, let us say, there is no branching. So B1, B2, B3, B4, these are all one, except this particular stage where there is a branching. So let me call it B2. Okay. So what is the B2 here? Notice the logical effort 5 by 3 into the sizing of input capacitance of this particular stage. Okay. What is that? That is size is Y. I should actually put it capital Y. Okay. Okay. This capital Y. Okay. Into C in. C in is the input capacitance seen over here, not this C in. Okay. So the input capacitance seen and the input capacitance seen at this node over here. Okay. So what will happen? They will all cancel out. You will be having 9 by 5, 1.8. That is the branching effort. So what is the branch effort for this path? Everywhere it is 111 everywhere. Just here at this node it is 1.8. That is the total branch effort is 1.8. ठीक है ना? It's very simple. To achieve the minimum delay for the combinational network. अभी आया है आपका logical effort का main application to find out the minimum delay as we had done in our previous problem for minimum delay, least delay. ठीक है? Okay, so for that, to achieve the minimum delay for this, again, G1, G2, G3, G4, this particular path. Fine. So now, okay, calculate the, so here, what we'll do is we will find out the total delays for the circuit. What will that be? That is the path logical effort. This is the path logical effort, and then multiplied by the branching effort. Okay, and then you are going to multiply with the path logical effort, which is capital G. Okay, so what is this capital F? 30. Okay, capital B is 1.8, capital G is what we have calculated earlier, 100 by 27. That essentially becomes 200. So what is the individual path efforts? H is equal to, again, in fact this small h is equivalent to the small f which we had done earlier. ये small f है ना यहाँ पर. The only difference between this small f and small h is that over here it was only small f because there was no branching. In this case, however, there is a branching effort involved, so that is the reason why we have to incorporate this capital B as well. तो यहाँ पर हमने h लिखा है. I mean, there's nothing a big deal. So number of stages is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 along these green dotted lines, dash lines. Okay, so that is number of stages is 4 divided fourth root of this total effort for 200. This is a total effort, not the total path logical effort or only the fan out. This is path fan out. It is essentially the F into B into G, which takes into account of the branching effort as well. This complication has come only because of this branching effort. Otherwise, if you notice this 1.8, if there had been no NAND gate over here, what happens is you will also have this 1. So then you can clearly understand this 1.8 becomes 1 and H becomes equal to the simple one like the previous problem. Okay now? Okay, so this is small h, but this doesn't help us anyway because we have to, in the second problem, we have to find out the input capacitances for the gates G2 and their XY sizing. Okay? So for G2, okay, this is H we have calculated. For G1, doesn't make sense because anyway, in the first case, the logical effort is 1 only. So the what is the input capacitance in the first stage, that is G1? You will notice that it is H1 is equal to F1 G1. No B1 part. B1 is equal to 1 because there is no branching in the first stage. Okay? So what we shall do is H1 is 3.76. H1, H2, H3, these are all 3.76 anyway. But anyways, I've written it separately. 3.76 is equal to F1. Okay, because we have to find out the individual sizing, right? For the input capacitance. F1 into G1. G1 तो यहाँ पर 1 है. That is G1 is the logical effort for the inverter. So F1 is equal to 3.76. ठीक है, जो जैसे मैंने कहा था, H and F are going to be the same. In the first case, if you notice, they were all inverters, right? So logical effort was always 1. Okay, so H and F will be always the same in the first problem. In the second problem, the logical efforts are different for different stages. So basically, in the second stage, there are two kinds of complication. Number one, the first complication is involving the logical efforts being different. That's why this this small g comes into the picture. And then the second complication is the branching. This is a very good problem actually. Okay, so now what we shall do is we have done the calculation here, that is uh, so f1 is equal to 3.76. Okay. However, this is not the answer because we have to find out from the second stage onwards, x, y, and z. Okay, so the first stage, it's not under the question. So the second question is for G2, that is the second stage here. All right. So second stage करने के लिए हम लोग क्या करेंगे? We will go by the same approach. For G2, the input capacitance will be how much? H into C in. This H over here into C in. So H into C in is H हमें तो पता है, like this is 3.76. We have already got it. So 3.76 into what is the C in? Okay, so it is 3 into CG. So that's why I have put 3 CG. So if you do the calculation, it becomes like that. Okay. Now this is going to be H2 will be equal to F2 into G2. So H2 is 3.76 into F2 into what? X into 5 by 3. So from there, X F2 into 5 by 3, that essentially gives you the value of F2. And what is this X then? X is this capital X over here is essentially the sizing or the width of this NOR gate. So this capital X will be equal to the fan out F2, because in the first stage, what was the fan out? 1 only, right? So 1 into, as I told you earlier in the first stage, in the first problem. So what is the size of this one? This will be F into 1. Correct now? Usi tarah se. So here, this F2 is 2.256. So what is the value of X? What will be the sizing? The first sizing was 1. है ना? देखो यहाँ पर लिखा भी हुआ है. Assume unit sized gates, okay, and then that as that of a unit sized symmetric CMOS inverter. Unit sized yani this one is just 1. That is the reason why unit sized means the static CMOS inverter is 1 over here. So if it is 1, clearly what will be the sizing of this? This will be X into 1. So what is that X? 2.256. Okay, so technically what I'm trying to tell you is that this X is equal to F2 into size of the inverter. So this inverter size is, luckily it is 1 given in the problem. Getting me? Okay, so that is the reason why X will be equal to F2 is equal to this. Fine. So what will be the output capacitance? By the way, output capacitance क्यों ढूंढ रहे हैं? यहाँ पर तो output capacitance पूछा ही नहीं था, right? We had to find the sizing X, which we have already got. Input capacitance भी मतलब वो X ही है basically. Okay, input capacitance also we have got over here. So let me just write it. This is the input capacitance. This input capacitance भी हो गया था for gate G2 and the sizing. दोनों निकल गया. Output capacitance क्यों निकाल रहे हैं? Output capacitance will be necessary to find for the third problem. Okay. So what is the output capacitance? Because remember, the output capacitance is going to be the input capacitance for the final stage, fourth stage. So for G3, this हमें Y निकालना है. Okay. So the output capacitance will be जैसे यहाँ पर H into C in किया था ना, उसी तरह से F2 into the input capacitance. Input capacitance was how much? 11.28 CG into F2, the fan out of the G2 stage. So 2.256. Here I have written that multiplied by the input capacitance of G2. There is 11.28. Multiply, you get this result. Now this is going to be the input capacitance for the stage G3. Okay. Now this input capacitance will essentially be added. So this is the whatever we have found out, that is the capacitance seen at this node. But do not forget there will be some capacitance for the y also, you know. So what we have to do is, similarly for G3, whatever we have got, this is the capacitance over here, okay, 25.447 cg is equal to, अभी इसका वो लॉजिकल एफर्ट निकालेंगे along with the sizing. Okay, what is this in the abhi, so this will essentially take care of the branching, that's why it is getting added. If it is in along the same path, it is always path effort is product of the logical efforts of each of the stages, right? Here it is the sum of the two efforts. So this is G3, which is 5 by 3. Here it is G5 likha hua tha, capital G5. That's why I put 4 by 3. Okay, because it's a NAND gate. Okay, so 5 by 3 plus 4 by 3. That is what I've written. And again, incidentally, luckily for us, both of them are capital Y, capital Y. In the exam, I could have given Y1, Y2. Then it will simply complicate because you will be having two different sizes here. Okay, so this 5 by 3y plus 4 by 3y into, so ये क्या रहा, ये तो आपका ये effort रहा ना, multiplied by the C in. Okay, what is the C in? C in of the entire system, entire this C in 3 cg. So this 3 cancels and you are left with oh sorry, there'll be a y, right? Okay, so you are left with 9y cg, and essentially y is equal to this. Then what is the input capacitance at the node for G3? It will simply be 5 by 3 of y into C in. That means now we are trying to find out for the capital G3. So यहाँ पर कितना हो रहा है? So output capacitance we had already calculated before. This is already known as this 25.447 Cg. Okay? So this is already known. Okay. Then this is the total of these two are known from the total input capacitance of the y. Then the input capacitance seen at the node G3 here, okay, is essentially how much? We will simply take the logical effort for the NOR, which is 5 by 3. Sorry, I deleted that also. Okay, that will be the logical effort 5 by 3 into this y 2.827 into the C in 3 cg. Okay, then this is the value. Okay, so that basically completes our tutorial. In our advanced VLSI design, if I'm teaching next semester, I do not know, it's not yet fixed. If I'm teaching that advanced VLSI design, those of you who are really interested in this, you can of course come and join. You can just join in the sense, just come and attend this lectures. Over there, we will understand logical effort in much more details than what is possible over here. Okay, so over there we will understand it along with the other constraints of power and the delay products. Okay, so that's all for today. It's only 40 minutes. Fine. By the way, I just wanted to ask, okay, let me just stop the recording. So